Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and I am your cruise director on the Magical Mystery Tour. Today we have the first palette release from a brand called Question Beauty, which is a New Zealand brand. This palette looked so beautiful. It was released when the latest Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette was, and I picked this over that. So before we get to it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell to be alerted to any new uploads, and if you like this video at the end, please give it a big thumbs up. Let's go see what made me pick something over Pat McGrath. Okay, I've got my glasses on because I'm going to be reading a few things off my phone. Chapter 1, The Legend of Land and Sea. This took a while to get to me. It wasn't the brand's fault. The brand shipped it. It just took a while. Australia Post and all that jazz. Comes bubble wrapped. This is the cover. Look at that. It is magnetized like the who else has got one like this? Oops. Magnet comes off, protective seal. Doesn't look like much, does it? But underneath here, my friends, let's take these protective little dots off and I'll show you the magic. Look at that. Oh, is that beautiful or what? So let's get the right end. That's how she looks. So let's read about this. So Question Beauty is New Zealand. From the founder, Dasha is the name of the founder. She launched Question Beauty in September 2023. I've always been an artist who loves painting. When I started getting into makeup at 14, it became another core part of who I am. As I learned more about makeup, I was frustrated I couldn't get the exact colours I want. Even when I found the right shades, they often came in palettes with 9 other colours I already had. So up to this point, Question Beauty released, I want to say pigments, yes. So they released individual pigments that you could buy. So I'd been told about this brand a while ago. They release loose pigments. Look at them. So you could pick and choose. You could buy a bundle. They did lips, mascaras. This is their first palette. So, eyeshadow palette, Chapter 1, Legend of Land and Sea. The story begins here. Legend of Land and Sea is the first chapter in a collectible series, a limited edition palette designed for those who see makeup as more than just colour, but an adventure. Inside you'll find 10 ultra pigmented shades, including 5 mesmerizing metallic and multi-chrome pressed pigments that shift and shimmer like sunlight on the ocean. The payoff? Rich blendable color that transforms with every angle. The packaging is just as special. The lid illustration, based on a painting by a New Zealand artist, captures the meeting of land and sea in breathtaking detail. But here's the twist. The lid is fully removable, doubling as a sleek mixing palette. Whether you're layering pigments or blending custom shades, it's designed to make artistry effortless. This palette was 110 Australian dollars. The latest Pat McGrath, I would say 220, so half the price. And I've got the first 10 Mothership palettes. I didn't pick up 11, still haven't yet. Number 12 is beautiful, but I made the decision to try a new brand. So, oh, I don't want to mess with it, it's so pretty. Let's pull up the sleeves and see how we go here. I'm going to do obviously the mattes first. And I'll leave a space for the two of them. That is the yellow pigment. Obviously we don't rely necessarily on swatches. this neon pink. Oh, look at that. Now, let's get into the magic. Starting with this. So as you can see there, it looks green. I'm looking at it and it's purple. So it is that duo. You can just see there. You can just see that purple coming through. Look at that. This shade, I mean, this shade, a lot of brands will do that duochrome. This very soft, like very soft. Oh, look at that. That is such a gorgeous shade. Now into this white, which I can see multiple reflex in that. There are white, there is yellow, there is a bit of pink and peach. And then the last two. So these two chunkier ones are very softly packed. This is very reminiscent of the Natasha Denona liquid eyeshadow that she did. These are chunkier. Righty-ho. So I think I'll do possibly two looks today. One more this side, one more this side. And then you may want to keep an eye out over on Instagram for more. So we'll go into the blue side first, going into that light blue. I have prepped my face. Everything that's on my face will be down below. There is a little bit of fallout, you can see. So just, that's quite a nice. I don't have this shade of blue in many palettes. I really think only a couple in actual fact, and one of them may be a NYX palette, the denim one. So that's very soft. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's just pull this up here. This is just got my primer, eyelid primer on it. Because I'll go into this first half with this. And what I want to do is use that yellow. Just in here. So that's a really sort of soft buttercup. Back into that blue now. So we've gone in very soft there. Let's see how we go now. Going into this intense blue. Stamping that on first, I think. This would have been a bit of a hard shade to formulate as well, I would imagine. Alright, bring that forward a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is just grab a cleanish brush. This will do, to buff this out. I can go back and pick up that brush in a second, but I just want to buff this out first and see how the blend goes, and to see how much of that depth disappears. because sometimes it become really wishy-washy and you just go, that's not what I wanted it to be. It's blending into this lighter blue quite nicely. I'm just going back into that. To blend over the edge there. All right. Now, so we've got the blend happening. But now I want to bring back that depth. So I haven't added any more to this yet because there's still plenty of pigment on there. Just wriggling it in the crease to bring back the depth of that. And then just tickling to soften that edge. So see what I mean? You've got a blend happening up and out. Now, that's just beautiful. But because I'm wanting to use as many shades as I can, just so that you can get the look. How is that for a mermaid shade? That's pretty. That's really pretty, bringing that across. There's plenty of pigment on that. I'm not loading that up again. Now I've got this shade here. That is chunky. I just felt that fall. Look, you can see the chunkiness in there. So, pressing my finger into that. And I'm going to press that instead of pulling to start now, to get that build up. If you pull your finger, you're going to get chunks possibly fall down. So to get the build up best, press. And that's building up really nice. What a beautiful mermaid colour that is. Can definitely feel something has, I can't see it, but I can feel that it's landed there. Now I'm just going to go back into this shade again. God, that's a gorgeous colour. And just rebuild that up and tap, tap, tap on that join just to get the blend happening. Like I'm tapping and pulling there. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Back into that yellow and bringing that up and over. Now obviously these looks are just me trying to really play with the shadows and give you an idea of how these colours work together. You could do something with just these two, to be quite honest. Even just, I mean, going into this shade now. Can you see? There, I can see the slight greeny tinge to it. See that chunk? Lift that up a bit so you can see a bit more. Pull that across. You can just see that shade difference there. It's got a slight greenish tinge to it. Oh. Again, I can feel a little bit of fallout or something happening there. If you're worried about fallout, as per always, do your eyes first. This is a denim shade. Now, underneath the eyes, I do just want to show you, you can just see, you can just see, if you have done your base first, just your foundation or concealer brush, just tap it and it's going to pick it up. Now under the eye, we are going in with this blue. She's intense. And to blend that out under the eye, I am going to use this light blue. Of course I am. And just work that to break down the harshness of that deep blue line. It'll smoke it out and help blend it. Oh, try not to poke yourself in the eye with the brush, is my advice. Back into this and just bring it along. And then I think we'll go in to this shade, just tapping. Let's see if it picks it up. Because this is so loosely packed. It's just made it because it's sort of blended with this shade as well. We've just got an even slightly different shade. Oh. Far out, that's beautiful. So that, I'm going to pop a mascara on and that will be our first look. So this is the first look. I mean, look at this. Oh, look at them. That is mermaidy goodness right there. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm going to go in now. I'm going to start with that yellow on the other side. Let me just make sure this brush is cleaned off. And just going really sort of laxy-daisy over the lid just to set down something. Right? You can see we've lightened up all of the upper lid there. Now I'm loading up, this is a smaller brush. Just loading that up a bit more because I want a little bit more there with this to start with. Okay, now going into this brown and packing on the outer corner. Cleaning that brush off now because that's quite intense. Let's bring that forward. Teacup hold because we're starting our blend. And what we'll do is we'll go back into that lemon in a minute. And see how that's really blowing out quite easily. It's a great quality. Like that's just really blown out, like without doing too much to it. You can see the diffusion happening there. I've gone back into that yellow just over the top there. Again, it is about that blend, so just back and forth between that brush. Now we've got to touch this neon, right? Bring that in here. Don't be afraid. I know you are. Okay. Blend, blend, blend. I'm just going to diffuse out that edge. I really like this shade. And I'm going straight under the eye with it to start with. And we're going in with that brown. Straight under the eye as well. You can use this to blend it into that. And then just underneath the two with that lemon, just to slightly soften it. Now here we could use either a dark brown or the Macrotech, and we're going to use this. Righty-ho, so now we've got these two, yeah? Look at that. Followed by that. So, oh, yep. So Natasha Denona did a liquid eyeshadow in the shade Scarab, which I have, which was this shade. I didn't particularly like the formula. I did love the shade. And I love this shade. It was just the formula I did not like with Natasha's. And I reckon it will dry out before I use it all. Whereas this, I will use. Just bringing that brown back. Look at that. Now into, like the other, like this blue shade here, go in softly. Because these are chunky. And if you're aware of that, and you know just to press, don't pull, like don't pull when you stick your finger in there or your brush, just press it in and just press it on your eyes. It will stay where it's where you want it to, and it's not going to have that fallout. So that's more gold than this. Oh, look at that. Dang. How nice is that? Just touching up here a bit more. Oh my God, that's magnificent. Now I'm going to go into this lemon a little bit here. Let's see, I think this pulls the wrong colour, but it might, yeah, it does work with both, because I think it pulls the reflex of what's happening on your eye, because that's looking a bit more yellow on this side. So it's pulling out the gold reflect, whereas on this side it's pulling more out the pinky reflect. Oh, can we please? And that was really easy to work with. What I'm going to go and do is just put some mascara on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is it with mascara on. What do we think? I mean, come on. And that is both. So we have the land and the sea. How beautiful are they? I mean, I would suggest, I'm just looking at this, I would definitely suggest doing this before you do your makeup to avoid fallout to be quite honest. It doesn't matter because I'll be taking this off due to the fact that I've got mismatched eyes. So, but it's beautiful. Like, look at the colours dance. Do I wish I'd picked up the newest Pat McGrath instead of this? Absolutely not. This is just a gorgeous dream to work with. I really had fun doing that. You could do just that with a bit of this gold, that with that. You know, you don't have to say, that works really well together. And then these also work really well together, even just that as a quad. Do you need to play in as many shades as I did all at once? No. But is it bloody fun to do so? It really is. Ooh. I am 100% going to go now, once I finish playing here, and have a really good look at the website now and look at their other products and see what is available, because this has blown me away. And you can bet your sweet A that I am going to pick up the whole series of these palettes. This is beautiful. It was worth the wait. It was worth picking this over the Pat McGrath palette, and it's half the price. Like, what gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous shades. Oh, that was fun. That, oh man, like, just this is stunning, but this is stunning. Oof. I mean, these are my colours. I know they're my colours. That's what I lean to naturally. But, oh, sweet niblets. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oof. I am just going to go and look at this probably for about 20 minutes in a second, because and that cover, that is going on display like that. That's just such a beautiful piece of art right there. My Lord, love it. Probably back next week with the normal makeup revisited, but was it worth giving that up for this? I absolutely think so. So until next week, my loves, or until you're next looking at me, which will be maybe tomorrow. Don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends. Come along, hang out, subscribe, all that jazz. Oh, I love it. I'll see you next time. Bye. Mwah.